It's been 27 days since they hauled Carrie Kelly in for assaulting numerous police officers. And in that 27 days, she hasn't spoken a word. But Yindel persists. Every day she interrogates her, knowing one of them will have to break. The problem is, Yindel's not sure who. Finally, Carrie Kelly cracks, informing Yindel he never recovered from his battle with Luther. For 3 years, machines kept him alive. He'd tell her stories of the old days, about being a hero, taking solace. Someone was there, someone was listening. Like his parents, he wouldn't die alone. Yindel keeps questioning her, not fully believing her story. Carrie Kelly mocks her, letting her know it doesn't matter what she thinks. On the streets of Gotham, the GPD are on the move, with Carrie Kelly in hand, escorting her to Blackgate Prison. She can't see anything, but like her boss, she knows Gotham City inside and out. She knows every street, every intersection. The time's right. With a whistle, the lights turn on and the engines erupt. A missile hits the paddy wagon, flipping it on its side. And screeching to a halt, the Batmobile pulls up to the wreckage. Carrie Kelly breaks out of the van and flees the scene, rolling through the streets, smashing everything in her way. An RPG hits the Batmobile, and the police raise the bridge. Carrie Kelly is seemingly trapped, until she hits the thrusters and jumps the gap, escaping into the night. Carrie Kelly makes it back to the Batcave, and waiting for her is Bruce Wayne, alive and well, running the show from behind the scenes. And he speaks. "My children, our trials have ended now. The universe beckons. We will have our way with it. Yes, children, the universe is ours to trifle with. But first, Earth." Elsewhere in Ray Palmer's lab, Lara and him are running tests, trying to determine how they'll expand Kandor and its people to full size, with the help of Ball, whose father did extensive research on the issue. Lara hears her mother's call and takes off in a flash. Dr. Palmer and Ball are ready for their first attempt to bring salvation to the Kandorians. 1,000 wait for a push of the button. A blinding flash. "Oh God," the Atom screams. He sees hundreds of Kandorians laying lifeless on the beach, beaten to death, and hundreds more rejoicing, covered in their victims' blood. Ball introduces Dr. Palmer to Carr, the so-called savior of Kandor, a self-proclaimed god. That's when the Atom realizes he's been tricked into unleashing a monster from the glass cage of Kandor. He's made a horrible mistake, and Carr informs him it'll be his last. Carr damages the Atom's equipment and presses a button, shrinking him down to size. Ball proceeds to crush him like an ant with the heel of his boot. Carr, his children and wives drink in their first taste of the yellow sun. He speaks to Kandor. "You called our church mad. You called me a monster. I gave you your chance to join us in heaven. Now I pity you, for you'll burn in hell," incinerating Kandor, as if 10 million voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. Themyscira. Lara was hidden away, nearly her entire life, a secret from the world. Most children were celebrated and shared, but she was surrounded by a well of anxiety and fear, having to realize her potential on her own. In the arena, Wonder Woman awaits her daughter for training. "You're late," Diana reminds her, with no mention of her actions at Ray Palmer's lab. Her answer's short, thinking every question, every task her mother asks of her is a shackle, a binding. Lara refuses to be dominated. Everything she says to her daughter is met with a challenge. Still just a teenager, and already Lara's faster, stronger than her mother. Diana has no chance of even giving her a workout, breaking a sweat. The training is boring and even unnecessary in Lara's eyes. Trying to rally her, Diana picks up the pace, trying to challenge her and awake her Amazonian side. But Lara has no time for this play. She takes off with final words. "I'm not an Amazon. I'm Kryptonian." Hey guys, welcome to Comic Island. I'm Justin. This is my recap and review of Dark Knight 3: The Master Race number 2. First off, I really like the pace of the story. Jumping between Gotham, Themyscira, and the Adams Lab keeps the story moving at a fast pace. To some people it might seem a little disjointed, but Miller and Azzarello are trying to jam a lot of things into an 8-part series. The unveiling of the Bat Tank, Mobile, whatever, either work, was a great visual. And I know you might say, why did you make the unveiling of the Batmobile more dramatic than the unveiling of Bruce Wayne still being alive? Well, the fact is, that's how it was portrayed. I'm reading along thinking to myself, wow, car killed Kandor. Flip the page and Batman's alive. Well, yeah, he's Batman. He's there, he's in the Batcave, planning to seemingly take over the world. And apparently the universe too. Anyways, let's back up a bit. Wow, did the Atom ever really mess up? Being tricked into releasing seemingly hundreds of supermen and women, led by a psychotic cult leader, then being possibly crushed, but probably not, I'm assuming. I believe that's the first time we've ever met Carr in the DC world. I wish they elaborated on him a little bit more, but we do know he's evil. He did just kill, 10 million Kryptonians. It's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. The image of Carr wiping out Kandor is amazing. Right away, the first thing I thought about was Obi-Wan's quote when the Death Star destroyed Alderaan. I'm a little bored with the emo teen with daddy issues. I assume Lara will have a bigger part in the rest of the story, but right now, I just could care less. The Wonder Woman mini-comic that came with it was pretty boring. I put in what was needed to drive the story, but I probably could have just said, her mom called her home. They argued. She ran away mad. I guess the final page was pretty nice, with the I am Kryptonian remark, but, well, no buts. I like that part. There's a couple other things I found weird. Like, why was Carrie Kelly hiding under the tank, not in it? And why does Luthor look like he's on Venom? I've read Dark Knight 2 a couple times, but it still doesn't make sense to me. But seeing that panel makes the question arise once again. How and why is he so jacked? If you know, please let me know in the comments below. Alright, that's all I got. Thanks for watching my recap and review of Dark Knight 3: The Master Race number 2. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I can't wait to dive into number 3. See you next time.